Samoa Joe has signed with AEW and made his Ring of Honor return. A huge double championship match has been signed for AEW Dynamite, plus there are plans for Edge to get a new WWE stable, so stay tuned. So it only went and bloody happened. We talked about this loads, and it happened.
It happened.
It actually bloody happened. Last night on Ring of Honor's Supercard of Honor, Samoa Joe made his Ring of Honor debut, and it's since been announced that Joe has signed with AEW, which is very, very exciting indeed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the pop alone was just
bonkers.
Insane.
Bonkers. So after Jonathan Gresham defeated Bandido to unify both titles, there was a big brawl with Gresham, Jay Lethal, Sonjay, Lee Moriarty, and then who makes the save? It's the man we've just been talking about for 30 seconds. Joe making the save, and then Joe bringing Gresham back to the ring, celebrating with him. And as you say, what a pop it was.
Oh, yeah. And the stare down with Lethal and everything, commentary really selling that Lethal and Joe have a past. And it just felt very much like a very nice homecoming of sorts. Just watching Joe emerge at the top of that ramp and walk his way down to the ring when, you know, a matter of months ago, it looked like Ring of Honor was gone forever.
Yeah, potentially.
It's mental.
It really is. It was mentioned on commentary that he's going to be on Dynamite this Wednesday, and then Tony Khan doing his Tony Khan and posting the graphic to Twitter. Samoa Joe is indeed all elite. There was also a post-show media scrum with a few interesting bits. We're just going to go through sort of the bigger stuff, really. So Joe was asked about his health. The injuries sort of plagued him in WWE, obviously. And there was some concern that he might be done for good. But he said, you have to understand, coming into WWE, that's me coming off a 15-year-plus career of probably the worst medical care a guy can get. Dixie Carter buried, and going into a very, very arduous schedule. I did have a few injuries, one of them being a major concussion that took me out for a while. Honestly, I took extra time. When it comes to brain injuries and stuff like that, I wasn't willing to risk going back quickly and potentially harming myself permanently, which is awesome to hear that he took it so seriously. I took the time to do that, and really that was my major issue. I was taking the right amount of time to make sure that I was ready to come back to the ring. As for my last injury, obviously, it was more of a circumstance of the world we live in now, and it pops up here and there. I've been healthy, I'm more than ready to go, and I'm excited. So I've got sort of mixed feelings on this. I'm really excited because I think Samoa Joe is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that actually they primarily use him on Ring of Honor with a reduced schedule to improve the younger talent there, or perhaps the less experienced talent there, and then have him do a super part-time schedule, because it's not that he's super old or anything, but he has had a few injuries, and you want to see him protect himself, so I think a reduced schedule, which you would get in AEW anyway, because they don't run so many house shows.
He's an attraction, he's a draw, he's not somebody you need to be wheeling out there every week. You can, as you said, kind of space out his appearances. There's a kind of a mixed bag, though, on the should Joe just be in Ring of Honor or should Joe primarily be in AEW. Some people see it as kind of, oh, well, you just kind of sign up, and then what you're going to do, you're going to go throw Danielson back down there, and you're going to, just put all the Ring of Honor guys in Ring of Honor, or how's it going to work? And people are sort of a bit split. I kind of like the idea of him working primarily with Ring of Honor, as you said, really helping to bolster younger names that are rising through the industry. So
I think there's a balance that can be. There's probably a balance that can be struck, isn't there? And do a bit of both. He can elevate both shows, because there are people in AEW like proper who could probably do with some of Joe's experience as well. Especially like as a mic worker, I think Joe's one of the best in the world and has been for a long time. So there are people there that could learn a thing or two, I'm sure. But as a sort of indication as how to this Ring of Honor AEW relationship will work, a few things happened on the show last night which we're going to talk about, which may give a little bit of hint. Obviously, Tony Khan said that he sort of sees it as a developmental territory for AEW. But surprising news yesterday is FTR defeating the Briscoes to win the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. And then, post-match, Bucks come out, attack the Briscoes, FTR make the save. FTR wanting to face the Young Bucks then and there, but the Bucks told them they'll wait for Wednesday. And it's now been confirmed that FTR versus the Bucks will happen on Wednesday night. Big night of wrestling there. And both the Ring of Honor and the AAA Tag Team titles will be on the line. Both of those held by FTR at the moment, so that's a very, very exciting match indeed. I think it was a bit of a surprise. I thought they'd keep the belts on them Briscoe boys.
Yeah.
But there you go. It was match of the night as far as I'm concerned. It's the one that I did the SmackDown thing and I was like, everybody was talking about it. I've got to go and watch this now.
While you're like in a segment, just watching like somebody on SmackDown.
Turn off Happy Corbin, Happy Talks. Just stick that bad boy on. That was the main event last night. Happy Corbin in a talk show segment, being very nasty, causing a bit of controversy as well. Also, Wheeler Yuta capturing the Ring of Honor Pure Championship, defeating Josh Woods, and it's also been confirmed. It happened last night, shortly after that Yuta has signed a full-time AEW contract, which is great. It's cool to see him getting so over. Yeah, it's really cool.
This is it. You know, he's a great rising star, rising young talent, and it makes sense that AEW needs to jump on talent like Wheeler Yuta as fast as possible.
Agreed. Also, Minoru Suzuki becoming the Ring of Honor TV champion, defeating Rhett Titus, with a Gotch pile driver, winning that belt. First time in his career he's done so. Wow. Yeah, that was unexpected.
I'm game for it. It means we're going to get more Minoru Suzuki. So.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's really cool. And now, and I think we'll probably see some bigger names in Ring of Honor just because of the way the contract stuff works and that they're not signed a contract, so they're free agents who are going to come in. And hey, Minoru Suzuki, that's very, very exciting. You know, he wrestled 3 times last night. He did that one. He did Effie and I've forgotten the other one. There's one more as well. I can't remember. Let me know in the comments. I've forgotten it. But he was a busy boy last night and will continue to be so over WrestleMania weekend. Also, Mercedes Martinez becoming the interim Ring of Honor Women's Champion. Deonna Purrazzo obviously competing at Impact. Multiverse of matches. Yeah. She's contracted there, so. Didn't happen, unfortunately, so I'm sure we will see a bit of a showdown sooner rather than later. And also, a return, somebody that we've not seen on AEW programming for a little while, Tully Blanchard returning, and another man who we've not seen for a little while as well, a bit longer, is Brian Cage.
His new client.
Yeah. So he said that like his future in the company was in some doubt. Brian Cage did, and I think a lot of us expected that may be the last time we see Tully as well. Unfortunately, but I like that. I think that's a good.
Yeah, I like Tully as an on-screen figure. I think that Brian Cage could use somebody like a Tully figure to be there, kind of being his manager, pushing him forward and giving him that experience and all of the knowledge that he's got. Because Brian Cage is certainly a very unique individual in many respects, let alone quite just big. Looking at the guy, he's huge. So if we kind of get Tully there with him, I think this could work quite nicely.
Be interesting to see. We are finishing off with some very interesting plans moving forward, potentially for Edge. This comes from Fightful Select, and this is really exciting. This is really exciting. I don't think this really gives away anything regarding WrestleMania 38 and what the match result might be, but if you don't want to know the future plans, maybe see ya. With Edge turning heel for the first time in ages, Fightful Select, this is, we are told that there's a particular pitch that has been talked about heavily from the creative side of things that would see Edge get a new stable. Brood 2.0, 3.0. Brood, right? This is a new Brood. I'm all about Edge this. Leading it up, and then one of the names that's been discussed for the group includes former United States champion Damian Priest, and if it's going to happen, apparently it's going to happen imminently. We might see maybe this new faction, maybe this will play into WrestleMania. Maybe they'll get involved in the AJ match. Usually, and like get Edge the win.
Yeah, I mean, usually I'd kind of look at this and I'd maybe be like, do we really need to be putting Priest in a group? But I think with somebody like Edge, no-brainer, absolute no-brainer.
I've cooled off a little bit on Priest, and I think WWE have too. And I actually think this could benefit him greatly. They feel like quite a natural fit. That feels to me. Obviously, you got to bring Gangrel back, fanging and banging.
You need to get Big David. You've got to, I think, give a multitude of roles to wrestlers that are rising through WWE's ranks, and Damian Priest has had a couple of roles so far, and obviously had very good success with Bad Bunny and everything around that feud. But it has kind of cooled off, as you said, and it will be interesting to see him in a different dynamic, especially as maybe an enforcer for an older Edge. I think could be quite cool. The size of him, he's intimidating and a good heel stable with Edge in front.
Just off the top of your head. Off the top of your head, who else would you put in there? Let's say it's Brood. There's 3 of them.
Christian, Gangrel. No. So we got Priest in there. I'm trying to think. I'd want to use somebody who's underutilized, I think, or somebody who's lost in the lower card shuffle, just for the sake of having somebody to get that shine from Edge, right? But I'm trying to think.
Who's a little bit spooky. Let us know who you think in the comments below. We'll have a think about it. We will actually finish this video off giving our biggest congratulations in match of WrestleMania weekend, no doubt, to Madcap Moss for winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. It was a short one. It kicked off the show. It didn't last long at all. He last eliminated Finn Balor. And yeah, he's the armbar winner, which has obviously gone on to elevate the careers of all that have held it. Thank you very, very much. Much appreciated. We'll see you soon. We've got some more news to talk about in a couple of hours. But there's loads going on.
Happy Mania.
There's Happy Mania. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.
Bye.